how would you, each of you, define social work?
Ooh, this is like a Miss Universe pageant moment. I'll start. How would I define social work personally? World peace. I thank you. That was. See? The entire campus agrees. Actually, that's a beautiful question. Thank you so much. I personally would like to hear from all of you. How do you define social work?
Anyone?
Well, you didn't start with the softball question.
No.
High impact, right away.
I will start because one of the things I was saying before is that I feel that social work is so broad, that there are so many different things that it covers, that even in the NASW, it's difficult to define what social work is because it covers so many different areas. It's, for me personally, it's the social justice lens that we look through that helps me to define what social work is for me. I know that the two are closely related, and I worked in public, my undergrad degree was in public health, and I decided to seek my degree in social work strictly because it focuses on communities. It focuses on people through communities versus, I don't want to offend, so I want to say this, but versus it felt to me that public health focused on, I don't know how to say it, but I'll just leave it at, the social justice lens, leave it flowery, and it sounds really nice.
Thank you, Tasha. I feel like you just advertised me. Flowery, in bloom,
yes.
spring, groundbreaking. Stefan or Kristen?
Sure. So thinking about this question, and when I tell people that aren't in social work that I am interested in working in hospice and palliative care, they're kind of like, so like, you want to do that? Like, that's interesting to you? And I'm like, yeah. And I think I do it because I feel that I have to. Because I've seen firsthand how people's voice can get lost in care plans and with nurse case managers and things like that. And so that to me is what social work is doing something that you feel compelled to do, something that you identify with, and something problems that you've seen in your own family that need to be resolved. So,
Thank you, Stefan. Kristen?
Yeah, I think I really agree with Tasha about the kind of social justice lens. When I was thinking about graduate school, there wasn't, I met with other programs, but it just didn't feel like there was another option for me. We don't exist in a vacuum, and cultural and societal institutions impact our very lives every day. And so being able to make an impact and also be aware and accountable for our own position kind of in community and using that privilege accountably, I feel like is really inextricably tied to my experience with social work. But yeah, it's mildly less of a convo killer than when I did anti-violence work for almost 20 years, and people they also don't want to talk about that, or they want to tell you everything. So now social worker, it's a little broader, easy thing that you can drop at a dinner party that's not going to make everyone just be quiet for 20 minutes. So.
I love that. And if I may share, I know I started off with kind of joking about how I would answer it, but I totally agree with each of our panelists, and definitely the social justice lens or perspective really echoes with me. But for me personally, the social work, I take it literally. The first word, social, to me it's a reminder of our social connection, but even beyond that, our emotional connection with each other, our spiritual connection with each other. And it reminds us that all of those things are complex, which reminds me that there's still so much work to be done.